just came. There was 2 more things I need to put on that list. Oh my God.
I'm good.
911, 911.
911. Where's the phone?
This dashcam video serves as a reminder that anything may happen on the freeway. Even anything could appear out of nowhere. So best be focused on the road while driving. On a warm Bay Area summer day, a couple named Brandy Gear and Eric Gear is making a right turn onto the interstate. Given what's going on, it's definitely a good thing that traffic appears mild by California standards. In San Leandro, they are on I-5080 westbound close to exit 164. A jet dabs into view abruptly, seemingly out of nowhere. This is definitely not something you deal with every day, and you can hear the fear and panic in Eric and Brandy's voices.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
An emergency Cessna 172 landing is being performed by the aircraft. According to the couple, the pilot appeared to be waiting for a lull in traffic. Right after, the pilot made an effort to land the aircraft on the roadside shoulder. Brandy dialed 911 without waiting. The pilot and his passengers are miraculously unarmed, and all of the automobiles were able to dodge the plane. Both the airplane and any cars on the roadway were unharmed. According to reports, the pilot decided to make an emergency landing when he reported problems with the fuel pump. It's a miracle that nobody got hurt though. A genuinely weird video was shared by YouTuber Swinetown Swine in January 2016 when he was out riding his motorcycle. He's making his way through the streets of an English town as the clip starts. After a little journey, he arrives at a roundabout and spots a red automobile traveling extremely slowly. He worryingly approaches the intersection as he wonders what the car is doing. But when he does, the automobile appears to have vanished out of nowhere. The cyclist searches to the right and in the rear, but is unable to see the car.
The best tyres in the world if you're going to start doing that sort of shit. What are you doing? What was this car doing? Where's it gone? Okay. What the
Later, he double-checks the dash-mounted camera to make sure the automobile has completely circled the roundabout, but it's still not there. Those who watched the video were immediately perplexed, unable to offer a rational explanation for what they had just seen. Some people hypothesized that the moment the car left the camera's field of view, it may have accelerated swiftly. The motorcyclist can easily see all of the 4 exits at the intersection he is passing through, because there are only 4 of them. Because of this, it seems unlikely that the car could have traveled such a long distance in such a short amount of time. The mystery is also heightened by the fact that the car is not visible in the rearview camera. This next dashcam footage shows why it's good to obey road signs and regulations. This dashcam shows a car at an intersection for a train to move upon waiting for the train to move along. Some part of the train derailed away from its track, but eventually got back on track. This is definitely what you don't want to come across every day, and why it pays to obey such road regulations. If the dash camera driver moved a bit too close to the intersection, it could easily have been a tragic story. Another dashcam footage showing why the road rules and regulations need to be obeyed. A shocking crash in Richmond Hill on a Wednesday morning on Highway 7, near Red Maple Road, was captured on dashcam video. The footage captured the exact moment the crash occurred, at a traffic light intersection.
His normal sermon about how you need to build relationships when he interrupted Scott with that statement. We loved it.
Clearly in this footage, the white Jeep car was at fault, as it's been seen speeding past the red light while the other car was about to make a turn. Thankfully, police responded to the scene.
When he interrupted Scott with that statement. We loved it. FreshBooks company reps famously drove an RV from the future of web.
This dashcam footage shows a driver from MA, which was delivering a load in Canada, when he slowed around a curve. A motorcyclist is seen traveling too fast while passing the truck, crosses into the right lane, and goes over the guardrail while his bike continues on.
I didn't think it was mandatory. I thought it was just... Holy shit!
The trucker stopped to assist the motorcyclist, flagging down vehicles to help. The motorcyclist is reported to be okay but sustained serious injuries. This next dashcam footage shows a cab driver by the name of Ralph Valletta, almost getting robbed broad daylight if not for the police that had showed up. The video begins by showing the cab driver who started his shift with reading Metro Taxi when the robber entered his car and demanded for his money, wallet, keys, and phone. The robber was armed with a gun and threatening Ralph to give him everything he has, while the cab driver surrenders everything he has to the robber because he was really afraid of begging the robber not to hurt him.
Give me everything you got, man. This is a robbery, man. Right, hey. Give me all your money, man. Man, I don't... Keep your hand where I can see him. I just started. What else you got? I just started. Let me see your wallet. Give it all to me now. Okay.
Luckily, there was a cop parked right behind him and noticed everything going on. The police officer then walked up to the cab and asked the robber to get out of the car and was then arrested.
Don't carry your wallet and your phone. I need your wallet. No, please don't give me my phone. I need that for my... There's a cop behind us. Get out. Get out. Lifesaver! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Thanks to the cops showing up at that moment. If not, the robber could have gotten away with the crime. This dashcam footage was obtained from Arkansas State Trooper Dashcam Footage from a police chase in Fort Smith, Arkansas, which shows a high-speed pursuit. Arkansas State Police took over a chase around 6:30 a.m., April 10th, after reports of a truck driving erratically. Trooper Michael Sean Ellis was behind the truck when the order was given to get the driver to stop.
There's an opening on the highway. Get him stopped.
The video shows the patrol car colliding with the truck at speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. Both vehicles crashed.
Opening on the highway. Get him stopped.
And as the truck rolled, it catapulted Trooper Ellis's patrol car through the air, where it snapped a utility pole. Both vehicles came to rest upside down.
There's an opening on the highway. Get him stopped.
Okay, he's got him stopped and it's going ahead and start EMS.
This dashcam footage was captured in South Africa, and it shows a carjacking attempt. This dashcam footage shows the moment a group of carjackers stopped at an intersection, and unfortunately, the car that followed them was carjacked. The carjackers came out of their car pointing guns and screaming at the woman in the car. It was at this moment the dashcam driver moved back a bit from the whole incident and changed his direction to another lane. After a short while, the woman who had been carjacked was seen in the frame of the dashcam traumatized about what had just happened. This next dashcam shows how dangerous a carjacking attempt can be. This dashcam footage has a double camera feature, both showing the driver and the front of the truck. The footage starts by showing the truck driver who was receiving a call, and the other driving the truck, when all of a sudden, in an attempt to move out onto another lane of the road, a car full of thugs and thieves stopped the truck in an attempt to carjack the truck.
Maniobra brusca detectada.
After seeing this, the driver stopped the car and raised their hands to indicate to the thugs that they should not harm him. One of the thugs shot at the truck windows to break into the truck and forced the driver out of the truck for them to drive the truck away. Luckily, the driver wasn't harmed in the process. This could have ended up badly if the truck drivers didn't surrender at the point they did. If you're going to try to con someone, it's important to do it in a way that not only keeps you from getting caught, but also keeps your backup from getting into trouble. The con artist rams his bike into the front of this woman's car and then throws himself onto it, showing that these individuals were obviously up to no good from the start,
the hell? What the hell, you idiot? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Running to his help, his spotter tries to support the account by posing as an eyewitness. The energy between them changes as soon as the woman yells in rage that she has a camera. The con artist in question picks up his bike from the ground and tries to drive away as the man posing as an eyewitness flees while pulling his hood over his head. In the meantime, the woman uses her cell phone to call the police and report the event. This might have gone in a lot of different directions, but the woman with the dash cam undoubtedly got her out of trouble.
Police, oh my god. Oh my god, these idiots.
This dashcam occurred on December 22nd, 2022, in San Jose, Iturbide, Mexico, on Highway 57 in the section of Curo, San Luis Potosi, in the direction of SLP. A driver of a trailer appeared to be under the influence of something, as if they were fighting to keep other cars from passing. The footage shows the driver on a highway, when suddenly a car was about to pass beside it, then quickly swerved to prevent the car from passing it, nearly causing the truck to crash.
No te pases de lanza. No, mami.
Later, a car which had enough time moved to the other lane and tried to overtake from the right, so the driver turned sharply to prevent the car from going and overturn, thereby crashing the truck on the highway. This is why it's not a good idea to drink and drive.
No, mami, no. No, mami. Qué bueno, pendejo, qué bueno.
In another episode of semi-truck drivers being careless while driving, the semi-truck driver clearly didn't obey the rules and regulations of driving, and he experienced the consequences of that. This semi-truck driver can be seen in the video trying to reach out for something at the back of his bunk, and while doing so, he wasn't facing the front. At first, while trying to reach at his bunk, he quickly faced front and controlled the truck to avoid any crash. But failing to get what he wanted meant he had to check again, and when he did this, he removed his eyes away from the road completely, and in this process, lost control of the truck, leading to a crash. This dashcam footage posted on YouTube by @mnadu shows why it pays to always keep our eyes on the road while driving, because you never know what can happen. This dashcam footage shows that the dashcam driver was moving at a normal pace on the road, when out of nowhere a dog can be seen running across the road. Before the driver could hit the brakes, the dog was already hit by the car, but the driver stopped to check on the dog after the incident. This is another reason to pay attention on the road, because you never can tell when something can happen on the road. In Mukilatu, Washington, a small plane crashed and caught on fire on Mukilatu Boulevard Southwest. The airplane can be seen making a crash landing adjacent to a road that is busy with cars and dashcam footage. Several automobiles were damaged, but no significant injuries. According to local media, which was reported, the single-engine aircraft crashed at roughly 3:40 p.m. local time in 2017. Not long after taking off from the nearby Payne Field Airport. According to the Snohomish County Public Utilities District, the tape shows the plane striking some power line wires as it was coming down, which briefly cut off power to the region. Disasters are in no way good for any party involved, and in this case of the plane crash, it's very terrible. This dashcam footage captured another moment of a plane crash disaster. The video starts out by showing just normal activity on the road, when all of a sudden a plane was seen crashing down out of nowhere, engulfed in flames upon impact. This incident occurred in Lucqua, Malta, and there were reports of a lot of lives lost. An automobile nearly avoided a power line while flying through the air over a Californian highway. in a dashcam footage, then crashed into the ground mere feet in front of oncoming traffic. Unbelievably, no one was significantly harmed in the collision on Highway 99 in Yuba City, including the driver of the car, who was only left with minor wounds.
I hope they wash my truck tomorrow. I just came, there was 2 more.
The video shows a man driving a truck down a winding road when suddenly a white automobile is seen soaring in the air, leaving a trail of brown smoke behind it.
I just came, there was 2 more things I need to put on that list. Oh my God. 911, 911.
911. Where's the phone?
This scenario wouldn't have looked out of place in the most recent Fast and Furious film. The driver notices the truck launching through the air and slams on the brakes as he hears a passenger in the truck yelling. The automobile swerves onto the asphalt just meters in front of them as the truck comes to a stop. This dashcam footage was captured on June 25th, 2021. It happened in Waverly, Kansas during one of the state's summer storms. The dashcam car was trailing a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and as they were approaching an intersection, as it started to slow down, lightning struck the car. 4 lightning strikes hits the vehicle in quick succession. After all the lights in the car turned off as the electrical system had failed. A hole was left in the door handle, and the tires of the car were blown out by the electricity traveling through them to get to the grounds. Also inside the car was a family of 5. Although none of them had suffered any injuries, the interior of the car is often shockproof by safety systems in modern cars, even though the electrical system had been entirely wrecked and the car was no longer drivable. This police dashcam footage was released by @policeactivity on YouTube. This dashcam footage occurs on August 2019. Tulsa police released a new dashcam footage which shows an officer texting while driving seconds before getting into a wreck. The officer was not fully focused on the road and could have avoided the oncoming vehicle. The other driver was at fault after the police say the driver crossed the median. This dashcam footage will definitely send a shock to your spine. It's not easy to catch an insurance scammer in the act, but when you do, they are often obvious about it. This dashcam driver was driving along the road in the middle of the night when he suddenly came across a woman who ran onto the road. Luckily, the dashcam driver hit the brakes immediately, and the woman faked being hit. Then her accomplice, who has also been waiting, came alongside and started claiming to be a witness. Thankfully, everything was recorded on camera, as this could be turned into an insurance fraud against the dashcam driver. Upon seeing what had just happened, the driver quickly reversed and drove past them.